Don't let a little bit of sin in. All hell will break loose. Adrian Rogers. And following up on the theme of hell in general, this is Hell Loop. And it's such a happy game. So, it's a platform or tower defense game. Instead of defending something like a tower defense, you're trying to make sure people don't leave hell, from what I could tell, or escape that portion of hell. So it's a very interesting concept for sure. Um, so instead of defending something, you're torturing sinners who are trying to evade being punished in hell. So I assume eventually they might get punished. Who knows? But it's a really cool concept. It's like Lemmings, but instead of saving Lemmings, you're trying to kill the sinners. So it's an interesting twist on it. Um, so you're trying to murder them all as much as possible. The game has a quota. Even on the first level, that quota is really high. I think it's 71%. It took me, I think it was like 10 tries or more, just to finally beat the first level. It was pretty hard, and I tried to strategize and put the traps, the bear traps is what you start off with. There's other stuff, and if you don't place them correctly, this game won't let you beat the first level. Like, it's sky high, the difficulty. It feels like this week the difficulty for the hell related games very high. So you have to carefully set your punishment traps to kill the sinners. Every dead sinner leaves behind blood, which gives you points to your like blood bowl or whatever it's called. And then you can put down more traps. First stage you only have the bear traps, so it's kind of limited in that regard. So there's spike traps, the ballistas with arrows, which I never saw, and Tesla coils. There might be something else, I'm not sure. I didn't see anything else. The game's pretty tricky. So the screams of the sinners and the gore splatters, they're satisfying, but they're like cartoonish. It's kind of morbid to say that out loud, but you know, it works. So the biggest con is definitely like the game is ridiculously difficult right away. As I said, it took me like 10 tries to beat the first level, and then I got to the second level, and it's just a lot of people, from what I read, pretty much stopped playing the game after the second or third level. That's how challenging it is. I don't know how many levels there are. I think like I would have to guess like 10 to 30. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you don't strategize, you prepare to fail. The game costs $3.39, which I feel like is pretty reasonable. I think it got on sale for like $1.50 and $2, so it wasn't too bad. It's just the difficulty curve is so high that it should be like $1 or $2 at the default price. Most people will play for it, maybe 10 minutes, give up. You can pause the game, which helps dealing with all the sinners, but like you can't place these traps. There's a cooldown for each trap, and like you have to have enough blood to put the traps. So like if they made a mode where the game was more focused on fun rather than having to master it like at a very high level, this game would be great. I think like this game would be, or even change the modes. Like there's a way you can't pass, and if you have one sinner escape, and there was another mode that makes it even harder. But like they should have a way to make it easier so that people can jump in and just play this game and see what it's like, and like that'll help spread the word about this game. Because as this is just way too hard for easily almost everyone. So the strategy seems to stay the same, even if the levels do change. The limited freedom the game gives you decreases like the strategy required for the playstyle and strategy that you could set up. It's a shame that the traps only have, and that's another mistake in my opinion, design mistake. One trap kills one person, and I've seen it like, I don't know if, at least that's what I saw, but then it seems like other people get affected as well somehow. I don't know, but it seems like it only kills one person, which makes it hard when all of the enemies, or all the sinners, I mean, they all come out at once. Like unlike Lemmings where it's gradual, I think that's another design flaw too. It sounds cool hearing that, oh yeah, you have to deal with everything at once, but like the fact that you have crappy traps, like it just makes super unbalanced from the very beginning, which isn't good, especially for the player's ultimate experience. So yeah, that's a real shame, and they're really slow to reset. And I think these traps, the bear traps, I think they take 5 seconds to reset, which is like, again, like why do they take so long? Like it makes no sense for a game to be a game if it's wired so that it's almost impossible. Like it's just poor game design, unfortunately, in my opinion. Um, there needs to be an easy mode. Like that's what I've been saying. People don't want a fun experience rather than options that make it harder. I sort of covered that before. It's a great concept, just a lack of a toggleable difficulty without toggling it even greater challenge. It just makes it hard to recommend this game even at 339, unfortunately, because it's got a great concept, like the opposite of Lemmings pretty much. Just most people get frustrated and they'll never get past the second or third level, which is a shame because it's a great idea. Just the design and implementation of things just didn't work. Or even like a level select. There's some shooters I've paid and played on Steam. You can play whatever level you want. I mean, that should be the option for a game like this. If you get stuck on a level, at least you can see the next level, and there's no problem with that. So with these tweaks that I've mentioned in this video, it would easily be a 7 out of 10 or higher, but just because the game it's just not customizable, and I feel like we're spoiled in modern gaming times with like loadouts and all that, but in this case this game needs it. It really needs it. I would give it a 5 out of 10, unfortunately. I love the concept, just the implementation, the design, it's just not there to make it playable and enjoyable for most people, and it puts you into your own personal hell loop, unfortunately. So keep on looping, keep on helling. See ya.